We had the Maui fire, the Florida hurricane, the earthquake, which killed thousands in Morocco. Also, the Libyan situation. 5,000 plus people have died in Libya because of, it's flooding,
It's
right?
flooding from the storm, yeah.
That's unreal. Jeez. And then to make it worse, all the goofballs on the left are screaming, see? Climate change! Climate change! But you know what? Natural disasters are not new. In fact, fewer people die from them now than ever before in world history. So I thought, let's see if that's really true. Can I back up that statement with some actual facts? And the answer is yes, I can. Some of the biggest natural disasters ever, like when 4 million people died in China in floods that occurred there in July.
Week? I hadn't heard about that.
No, it wasn't last week. It was just before last week in 1931. 1931. 4 million. That's outrageous. 2 million in the 1887 Yellow River flood. As early as 1976, 655,000 Chinese people died in the Tangshan earthquake. You believe that? Then there was a cyclone I've talked about this many times. I remember growing up how many disasters happened in Bangladesh.
Yeah, always.
Over and over, which is why George Harrison did the concert, right?
Yeah.
Concert for Bangladesh, because they were hit with so many things over and over that, we felt bad for them.
I know. I remember sitting on my grandfather's lap hearing about those poor people in Bangladesh. Yeah.
500,000 people. 500,000 died from an earthquake in 1970 in Bangladesh. It was called, I think, East Pakistan or something. And then the most recent, this is one of the most recent huge catastrophes I could find in Haiti, the 2010 earthquake. Do you remember how many people died in that? 310,000.
Whoa.
Is that incredible?
310,000?
Yeah. In the earthquake of January 12th, 2010.
Is that? I wonder if that's from immediately or maybe just from the conditions on the ground afterward.
Yeah, it doesn't specify.
Or, the Clinton Foundation stealing money from them.
Right.
We were raising money for that forever.
Oh my gosh,
every grocery store had a bucket.
And then there were stories about how virtually none of it got to Haiti.
People, right. Because that was when my argument was that the NFL should move a team there, and that way they could rebuild everything and be fine.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And you say that's the most recent disaster on your list there?
It's one of the most recent. Yeah.
I think the most recent one is probably the one that this country has been suffering daily since January 20th, 2021.
The Joe Biden disaster?
Yeah, the Joe Biden presidency is probably the biggest in world history.
For sure. There's no doubt about that.
May prove out to be. I'll tell you that.
Also, hurricanes. Hurricanes are a new thing, as you know.
Yeah, we've never had them before.
Yeah.
Never.
It's unheard of. It's unprecedented, the fact that we've had hurricanes lately.
It's the climate change stuff.
There were 6,000 to 10,000 who were killed in the Galveston hurricane of last week. No, wait. No, I'm sorry. It was 1,900. 1,900.
And how many SUVs you think contributed to that? Because that they'd been out for a while.
We actually do actually do have the figures on that.
Okay.
It's, carry the one.
82?
2.
Yeah, I thought
zero. None.
I thought
None?
sure that's what he was
No
gonna-
SUVs.
No
82%.
82% of the cars at the time on the road.
Then there was the heat wave, of course, that killed 9,500 people, which obviously just happened because it's been so dang hot. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, this didn't just happen. 1901 was when that happened in the eastern United States, heat wave of 1901. I mean, this list goes on and on with these. How about the French heat wave that killed 41,000 people in 1911?
Trying to care.
Wow. Wow.
Really?
In fairness, you're talking about France.
This whole China thing and the France
maybe this will
thing,
move you.
I'm really trying to care.
5,000 plus died in a North American heat wave.
Okay.
This summer.
Now I care.
No, wait. This was actually 1936. Hold on. It got hot in 1936? I refuse to believe that. But these natural disasters go on and on and on. I mean, and you can break it down by century, by decade. And
we're so much more prepared now.
So much more prepared.
Especially here in the U.S., I mean, our structures are built so much better that we can withstand these storms. It saves lives.
Right. Yeah.
And
things
that can't be because of fossil fuels.
No,
So,
no, that has nothing. That only causes the disaster.
You're right,
It doesn't
thank you.
fix any disasters. Also listed on the natural disaster list are avalanches. And in China, man, they've had a tough go of it too, but they seem to have a lot of people
Again,
still.
I'm really trying to care.
100,000 people died in a landslide in 1786.
So last week.
Yeah, just, I mean, how old were you in 1786? I was the same age as I am right now.
Oh, that's weird. Can we revisit that summer of 1936? You talk about being
Sure.
really hot. I mean, this is
Another molasses story?
No, but isn't that fascinating?
It is fascinating,
It's
actually.
incredible.
Jeffy's only interested because it involves something closely resembling food. 1936, hottest summer on record, but it also featured the coldest February on record.
Oh, wow.
So,
Did it really?
yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so your little weather weirding, whether you want it to be, if you want to claim that the extreme heat or extreme cold is because of global warming, just point to 1936 for both.
Yeah, there's a reason they called the 30s the Dust Bowl, because there was a lot of dust caused by, heat and then no rain. And so there were famines, there was death by heat stroke and all of those things.
To quote Nancy Pelosi, I don't know where the bowl was, but that's what they call it. The Dust Bowl.
Yep.
I don't know what's so great about
I don't know what's so great about the Great Depression.
While I was researching this, I also found that an awful lot of people have died from disease. That may surprise you. Actual diseases have killed. Well, for instance, the Black Death in Europe from 1346 to 1353 killed 200 million people. Up to 200. I mean, they don't know the exact figure, but they put the range at 75 million to 200 million. That's quite a range.
That is.
I don't know. How do you not narrow it down a little bit better than that?
We have no idea of knowing, though. I mean, they just don't.
The records aren't quite as good as they are today.
But they know that between 30 and 50% of Europe's population died. That is unreal.
I mean, crazy. 50 million died of the Spanish flu in the 1918 pandemic that we had here. Did you guys remember that 40 million people have died from HIV/AIDS? 40 million.
Globally.
Globally.
Yeah.
Worldwide. The plague of Justinian in Europe and West Asia from 541 to 542
that one
killed up
sucked.
to 50 million.
I hated that one. That was not a good time then.
Right. I'm sorry to bring up that memory.
Not a good time. I know.
That
I know.
that had
a lot
to
of people
hurt.
didn't
I
expect
apologize.
it, and it was just
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
Weren't
you're
you trying
sick.
to warn people?
Yes.
Though?
And
All of a sudden you're sick.
Don't try to gloss over monkeypox, sir. 25 deaths from monkeypox.
I'm sorry. 25 million? Was it or
no? What did I say?
You said 25, but I'm
That's
sure
because
that was.
the number is 25. Period.
What about the comma and zeros afterwards?
No.
Globally?
No. 25.
25.
I feel like there was more than that globally.
No, here is a story from October 3rd, 2022, CNN.com. Globally, there have been more than 68,000 monkeypox cases and 25 confirmed deaths
25.
Wow.
That's
in the
worldwide.
world.
Wow.
That's how horrible it is.
Hopefully, this puts things into perspective. For
Yes.
reasonable people. The death toll from famines, which is brought on by a lot of heat or a lot of cold, and so they had the Great Chinese Famine. I don't know what made it so great or what was so great about it, but that's what they call it. The Great Chinese Famine killed up to 40 million people. Isn't that incredible? But so this is not, and that was 1959 to 1961. This is not new.